All right, welcome to my FX Buddies, the podcast. And I say podcast because there are multiple mediums in which you can engage with this content. But the best way, in my opinion, and the way that I always say you should go, is the blog. And the blog is at myfxbuddies.blogspot.com. But that's too much to remember or too much to type in, so wherever you are interacting with this content, look for a prompt of more info, intro, description, something of that nature. If you click on that, then you'll see either link to my FX Buddies blog or the actual link will be there. You click it and then you are at the blog, the free blog. And you don't have to put your email address, and I don't sell anything. You just come there, and the full articles that I cover are there for you to read. Or you can follow along. All right, so today was Sunday, November 9th, and it was voting. It was special voting, which means, doggone it. Hold on. All right, I'm back. I forgot I had an image I wanted to put in here. So it was the military. And I mean, 82% turnout. But, they kind of have to, right? If they don't, then when it's time for their payment, we don't know where your paycheck is. Let's see. Yeah, you submitted all your paperwork, but I don't know. For some reason, this month's salary it didn't come through, right? So, but they even brought the wounded soldiers or whatever they are. They brought them with crutches and wheelchairs to vote. So, yeah. So, that's why you're going to hear people say, 82%. Yeah, 82% of the armed forces or whatever, right? I just said a word I don't like to say, but anyway. All right, so yeah, that's there now. All right, and then there's a video you might want to watch, and that's it. No fun pictures or anything, just boring stuff. But here's another article about how digital they have gone. Actually, I do have one neat thing I want to show. Okay, so let's see. From salaries to bills, Iraq's life has gone digital. And so this is, it's another one of those articles, right? Here's the real title. Iraq enters the era of digital services. But we know that. They've been entered there, which is why the last one that I did, they go deeper into digital, right? But this one was, if you read, or even if I say they pay their salaries to their bills, that's like us, right? We get, if you're lucky enough to have a salary, you probably get it automatic deposited, right? They just don't have a choice. They have to get it. And then when you pay your bills, not too many people write out checks and mail it in anymore, right? You usually call over the phone, or you just, if you go in person even, you swipe a card, right? Or tap your phone or whatever. So that's basically what this article says. But now you have an image, right? And this is for the life of the Iraqi person. It's different for the country, right? And the banks and everything. So they've had training workshops in 10 Iraqi governments to promote a culture, promote a culture of electronic payments, right? Hundreds of young people from civil society. So you could read that if you like, but economists believe that the shift towards electronic payments not only facilitates transactions, but is also a crucial step in combating corruption and reducing the informal economy, which, who's really doing the corruption? Not the people, right? It's political people, rich people, the banks themselves. So, Bavarian sweet cream on that. It's to control and track us, right? You don't have to agree with me. All right. And what was the other thing? Reducing the informal, which is another word for parallel economy, which is what they want to do. All right. Okay, I'm just checking. Yeah, they're still talking about that. Okay. So they say that the electronic payments gives young people, women, and students a new culture emerged based on financial independence. And then this is the opinion of the website. All right, so I'm sure you all heard, you got the snippet of what, I can't talk about him now because he, I think unknowingly promoted my FX buddies. So you know who I'm talking about, right? Yeah, I know there's people saying that the citizens, that Sadani went on TV and said, whatever. Let me see. A few people sent it to me. But let me tell you why that's hard for me to believe. Let's see. It was announced to the citizens that upcoming changes on the dinar is a go and should be completed before. It says 2026, but I think that means it's supposed to be 2025, right? That it is being put in place now, and some other stuff, right? But, you know, he's very picky about who can say what he said, so you know, you probably watched it or you got this little blurb like I did. Okay, so supposedly, it's really hard for me to believe things that I can't see, okay? And I can't believe only one person is seeing it and talking about it. These young people, they don't fear the government like maybe their parents, especially their grandparents, do. So even if there was a broadcast or something from the government saying, don't share this, they're still going to. And then I fully believe Iraq media or their NSA knows every person around the world that routinely reports on what's going on in Iraq. Okay? Even my small little channel, I see some watchers from Iraq, and I don't know if they're bots or if they're people. And then on that rss.com that I have, where you can get, shout out to Serbia. There was a city, I could not say the city. Someone from Serbia downloaded the transcript, and Melbourne, Australia, someone downloaded the transcript from rss.com. So if it was such a problem and if it was so widespread, I think it would get cut off. It wouldn't be able to be transmitted, or the boots on the ground people would get knocks on their doors saying, stop, don't do that. Now that's just me. That's what I believe, right? But, because I go through there, I don't go in WhatsApp because I don't have WhatsApp and I don't want WhatsApp. But I go on Facebook, I go through Telegram, what's the other one? And Twitter, right? And I look for things, and Twitter is easy to translate. Facebook, not so much. And then what was in Telegram, is a nightmare. But anyway, so, you know, I've been looking, I don't see anything. So, you know, it is what it is. If he did that, then he's going to possibly look like a fool again. Sadani knows he doesn't have the final say on releasing the RV. I know some of you are listening and you're like, what? That's confusing you. But we do. The Treasury, we're using the rate change as leverage. Either you can say carrot and stick or leverage. And we're not quite to the point where we can feel comfortable that they're going to get. Remember, they flat out said, we want 7 ministries under our control. We want the CBI governor under our control and prime minister. They haven't even voted yet. The citizens haven't even voted for the representatives. Plus, they put out posts saying Sadani has 51 seats and Maliki has 38. So they're like, well, if you already know that, why should I go vote, right? So they may even have less than 50% voter turnout. And now how they know that is because the people who have picked up their voter cards, the percentage of people who have picked up their voter cards is less than 50%. And they need those cards to vote. Okay, now also let me tell you, they had trouble today. They couldn't get the people's faces to line up in the facial scan thing. They couldn't get the fingerprints to register. And then, say they got the people past those, they were having a hard time getting the paper ballot to go through the machine. So, guess what? Someone is probably going to contest the results. Just be ready. There's no way I can know this, but there's already people who are saying they're going to contest them, right? And then by them showing what they're showing now, keep that in mind. There's articles, which I'll probably do tomorrow. How long's, okay, because I want solid things, not, well, this might happen or that might happen. But the commissioner, the voter commissioner is like, oh no, don't believe that. Tomorrow we'll have results, and I can guarantee that the digital votes will match the manual votes, because even though they vote digitally, they still have a paper ballot, right? So I'm like, okay, so let's wait to see what the commissioner says, right? Okay, so there was all of that. Okay, so now this Sadani did give a speech. He did, in fact, give a speech when they closed the voting for the special voting. But look how short it is. So, and I don't think it was televised because I was watching their TV, but I will admit I had one eye on football also. So there's nothing in here about what was said, what was shared. So you can see here, thank you, congratulate you for exercising your constitutional right and your active and conscious participation in the elections and your choice of your representatives in the upcoming House of Representatives, right? So he congratulated, here's what they call them, security and military forces. All right. And here, so this year was really interesting. So this was the split screen they had. They were showing 4 different locations, and even though there was more than that, they were showing the 4 different locations, right? But they had these fancy screens like how our elections have the percentages. Well, in this state, this much is in, but for them it was provinces or whatever, right? And really, their HD is so clear. So it's really, they really upgraded from the last one, 3 years ago, 4 years ago? All right, okay, so we'll move on. Now here is the Guardian. Okay, so Iran has moved forward. Oh well, whatever. The Guardian Council had reviewed a bill passed by the Iranian parliament to reform the rial by removing 4 zeros. So this is the final stage, this Guardian Council passing it. But, here, see what they say. Following amendments made by Parliament, the Council determined that the bill is not inconsistent. So that's good. That's like a double negative. They should have just put is consistent with, I don't want to say this word, law or the Constitution. So it's the word that I don't want to say is a Muslim tied to Islam law. It starts with an S, ends with an A. I almost said it rhymes with something that wouldn't have been very nice. But you would have got the picture of what I was saying. But anyway, so that is good. It says, once the bill is enacted, the process of redenominating the national currency will begin. Now the thing is, look at this. The law will be implemented gradually over a transition period of several years to ensure that all necessary preparations are made. So, is that just talk? Who knows, right? But they said it's been proposed for 34 years. So, they passed it, but now, when is it going to happen, right? So, I just don't want it. I know some people made it seem like it was, oh, it's a done deal, and they're going to have new notes tomorrow. They very well could, right? But not according to that article, they're not. All right, here's another article I don't pay any attention to, but I know some of you do. Iraq's domestic public debt is rising. Yeah, so there's that if you'd like to read that. All right, and these are ways to support my FX buddies if you'd like to. Still going on with that token. I know some of you have jumped in. And if you have, check your email because there's information about the wallet. He's getting ready to put the wallet in the back office. So hopefully if you did purchase, you should be getting the emails. Okay, so there's a little thing that limited time to get the best deals. November 15th is when the bonus 5,000 goes away. All right, or if you don't want to do that, which is perfectly understandable, Buy Me a Coffee will be a live link when this blog is live. And Cash App is always live. $ Tish Wash and TE. Thank you, thank you. And, oh, there was someone that gave a YouTube thing. YouTube super thanks, I think it is. But I didn't write the name down. But you know who you are, and thank you, thank you. And then PayPal. All right, big or small, I appreciate it all. And thank you in advance for your generosity. Okay, I'm going to stop right here because I want to show you this. The Saudi brand expands in Iraq. Cars line up in front of Cayenne. That's how I'm saying that. I don't know if that's how you say it. But it's a coffee shop, right? Okay, so let's make this big. This is just a minute. So there's look at mojitos. They make mojitos. And isn't that a liquor? Doesn't that have liquor in it? I've had a mojito. It was good, too. Back in the days when I used to partake in adult libations. I don't know who he is because of course this is all in Arabic, but look, they got the QR code. Here's the window, and they can walk up to there or drive up to there. And there's the people filming. There it is. But did you see? I was talking. I think it's like mocha choca lattes. That's what I call them. And look how long the line is, like down the street. And they have the little person like the Chick-fil-A people come to your car and take your order. So yeah, I would have liked to download that and do it, but I didn't have time. Like there's a business center that I took a video of, but I haven't had time to edit it. Because we don't need to look at a guy speaking Arabic, right? Okay. There was one other thing. Oh, yeah, back to... Now, look at... This is Hong Kong. This is a website out of Hong Kong. And they're talking about Iran approves currency redenomination. See, 4 hours ago. But look how they're showing their people. All of these reals makes $1. And I don't know what that is because I don't even know what denomination that is. Let's see, can we make it bigger? Yeah, so I don't know. But isn't that neat how they found them all out to show that's why they're doing it? And look, they just have these two. It says the neighbor has approved a monetary overhaul to remove 4 zeros from its national currency over the few years. That's what it says there. Over the few years to simplify transactions after years of inflation. The Guardian Council has granted approval to the reform, and even Chinese state-owned agency Xinhua, is that how you say that? Xinhua, quoted their neighbor peers as saying. So, yeah, apparently, my computer doesn't do Hong Kongese, right? Well, so that, but, yeah. So that, okay, so when did that one? 2 days ago, right? Is when I posted the one about the real. Oh yeah, so if you didn't see the last episode, don't worry, because at the end of this one, a little square is gonna pop up, and you can click on that, and it will take you right to the last episode. All right, Iraqis to vote amid tension with Washington. You could read that. That's just another. Now this is interesting because it's talking about the money that tankers load millions of barrels of crude every day, bringing in billions of dollars, but this money does not go to the central bank in Baghdad. Instead, it is sent to accounts at the U.S. Federal Reserve, where it remains under American supervision. So if we have their oil money, do you really think Saddani has control over the rate changing? No, he does not. And I don't think, I already talked about that. I'm going to let that go. All right. So, and remember this, they even put it was restructured. So it's no longer called the DFI fund. Now it's called Iraq 2 account. But it's still under our control. So if you're new to this and you don't know that, you can read that. All right. Okay. ExxonMobil is optimistic about returning to Iraq, but we need guarantees. So I don't know why that font is so big. And when I tried to make it smaller, it just got bigger. So there you go. ExxonMobil CEO Darren Woods expressed optimism on Saturday about the company's return to Iraq after signing a preliminary agreement to manage, develop, and operate the Majnoon oil field in the south of the country. So now they are, not only are they in northern Iraq, they're in southern Iraq. All right. He added that oil and gas will play a crucial role for a long time to come. All right. Yeah, so you can read that if you'd like. I'm not sure why this is significant, but this is definitely an article they had out they wanted the citizens to see. It says Iraq is the 5th largest Gulf trading partner after exports to it grew by about 50%. I guess it's a positive thing because they're moving more freight, more cargo. Is that what that is? So I just put it there even though I don't really understand it, right? So yeah, if you want to read that, that's great. And this was a surprise. Rubio praises okay, how did they say his name? I was even watching Kurdish television. Nekervan. That's how they say, the Kurds say, but I'm still going to call him Nephew Barzani. But I actually heard the people saying his name for the first time. Rubio praises Nephew Barzani's efforts to resume oil exports from the region and strengthen the partnership with America. So there's Marco Rubio, and there's Nick Ravan, the nephew Barzani. So they praised them again for reopening Kurdistan's oil export pipelines through Turkey. And I checked, and this is a current article. I'm not sure why he's calling them again. Your leadership and constructive partnership and your sense of responsibility and wisdom are pillars for promoting peace and cooperation. So maybe something happened that another thing they wanted done got done that we don't know about, and so he called to congratulate them. I don't know, I'm confused, but it did happen. All right, constitutional timelines for forming the legislative and executive branches in Iraq. The judiciary reveals the date for the formation of the new Iraqi government. Yay! But guess what? There's a typo in here. In a shorter period not exceeding January 2025. So, I'm hoping they'll correct this. Actually, this article is super long and boring, and in my opinion, it's boring. So, I'm hoping they'll have a shorter version, and I don't like this man. He's Irani-backed, and he's the head of the Iraqi Supreme Judicial Council, Judge Z. That's what I call him, because that name right there, I would pronounce that as fake, and I don't think that's probably how you say it, and I don't want to seem disrespectful to him. He's probably a nice man. All right, but at least, and see, now he's saying the new Iraqi government could see the light within 4 months. Oof, I don't even like hearing that, right? 4 months from the date of the announcement of the election results according to the law, while pointing out at the same time that the new government could be formed in a shorter period, not exceeding January 2025, but I'm 99.89% that's supposed to be 2026, if the first day of each constitutional stage is utilized and not waited until the end of the maximum periods. So they have times where they can take times, or they can just bust it out. Okay, we did this, right? So what do you think is going to happen? If you've been following Iraq for years, what do you think is going to happen? But it is different this time because the U.S. administration is like pushing, right? So maybe it will be different. So yeah, they have the articles and the numbers and the paragraph and section this and all of that if you want to read that. So yeah. But also the like I said, if they contest the results, all of this is null and void anyway, right? All right, now this was interesting. This was on the CBI site. Oh, I can't click because this isn't live. Well, it's all in Arabic anyway. Let me see. Yeah, and I closed it. It's all in Arabic. Well, wait. Here. Let's see, can I? Because I already showed you that. Let's see if I can bring it up. Right click. Oh, okay. It's moving pretty good. November 9th, it says controls. These regulations are regarding the conditions that must be met if you want to be leadership in banks. So we're going to click here. And you see there, it's a 17-page document, all in Arabic, and it's not copy and pastable. So I will not be translating this, but look at this. It says CIA. Is that our CIA? I doubt it. But those are probably things they have to be certified in. Now, I've never seen this before, not this long. I think the last one I saw was 4 pages. But that lets us know they're trying to really get some qualified people in these banks. And I think that's a good thing, right? So, yeah. So I did translate the first page, but, yeah, it's nothing exciting, but I think it's good, you know. All right, and I think that's it. Okay, so the other thing is a video, a 3-minute video. Oh, it's not gonna come up. Let's see. Almost got. Okay, let me put it back. So I like to watch this channel, WION. That was loud in my ear. But so I have it at the bottom, but see the title? Iraq elections 2025, Iraq polls. Ooh, I can't show that. Let me get off of there. So what it is talking about, matter of fact, I'm probably going to cut that part out because some sites you can't show stuff like that. It's talking about how this really is a make or break. Now that WION, it used to be mostly Indian, like Eastern Indian people, but I've noticed they have other people, like the guy there that was talking, he has, I think, a British accent, even though clearly he was chocolated, right? Chocolated man. He has a British accent. Then there's a lady, I'm not sure what her accent is either. But so it's news from a different perspective, right? Because it's from a different part of the world, I think. And even they're saying this really is make or break. If the neighbor-backed candidates don't win, then that is definitely a weakening of the hold the neighbor has on Iraq. And then if they do win, that means we're not doing what we think we're doing, right? And even Sudani has been quoted saying we have to move away from war, aggressive maneuvers, and move politically. And remember, that's what the Quds Force commander, when he came over, Ka'ani, that's what he said to them too. Hey, you know, let's put the pew-pews and the cow away, and now we're gonna be stealth, and we're just gonna melt into politics. Yeah, so I don't know. I'm just telling you what they're telling their citizens. Oh my, look at the time. Okay. All right, so that's it. Yeah, so that video actually is down at the bottom here, see? But you'll see it like when I showed you when this link is live. And it's only 3 minutes. And if you wonder, like people question, oh, and there were great comments. Oh, did you hit the thumbs up button? Thank you for the great comments that you guys leave. Some of you leave really thought out. It shows you really have been studying this. But I forgot what I was gonna say now. Anyway, we're over 30 minutes. Thank you. Subscribe if you'd like. Alright, and accumulate while we wait for the rate to appreciate. Don't miss any meals, pay all your bills. Enjoy the rest of your morning, night, noon, whatever time frame you are indulging in this content, and until tomorrow.